Hello, friends. Welcome to Hot Jobs at HireMilitary. It's so lovely to see you this Tuesday afternoon. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. It's really nice to see you. We hope you get some value out of today, and definitely do raise your hand and tell us you're here. Give yourself a shout out. And for those of you that have joined us previously and the OGs amongst the population, the audience this afternoon, welcome back. It's really lovely to see you. As you are commenting in the posts, tell us where you are dialing in from today. Dialing in, do we still say that? Where you are watching from today. And tell us what sort of roles you are looking for, either as a veteran or if you are transitioning from active duty. Hi, guys. Hi, Richard, Justin, Chiqueta, Patrick, Joanna. It's lovely to see you. Eddie, Crystal, Michael. Oh, my gosh, so many people here. Arthur, you're throwing your hat in the ring. I'm really glad to see that. We love the information that you share with us. We really do utilize it moving forward to talk to and to create relationships with partners and clients all across the US, specifically in the locations and the positions that you are looking for. It is our intention to work on your behalf. So the more information we have from you in terms of the types of roles, the industries, the better we are and better positioned we are to have those conversations to get those roles in for you. So, oh my gosh, so many here. David, Warren, Stacey, love it. Oh, from Ohio, lovely to see you. Troy, nice to see you again. We are here for the whole of the military community. So I've name-dropped veterans and transitioning service members, but also the spouses amongst us as well. And we want to really support you as best we can. As we are talking today and going through our new opportunities and SkillBridge internships, if you have any burning questions or you're coming across any obstacles at all when it comes to transitioning or the job search, please do drop them in the comments so that we can take those along and we can acknowledge them towards the end. And if you've got any feedback that you want to give us as well, we would love to hear it. So before we start today, let's do some short introductions. I am Lucy. I do have an English accent. I am very aware of that. It still cannot Americanize it, but I am an active duty Air Force spouse currently stationed in the interior of Alaska. Over to you, Amber.
Thank you, Lucy. I'm very happy to be here. I feel like we have a lot of people today. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. My name's Amber. I am an Air Force veteran located in San Antonio as my husband concludes his Air Force career. So really excited to be here and share all of the opportunities. Over to you, Matt. And I also saw you got a shout out from Dennis, Matt.
Yeah, I was going to say, hey. Yeah, Dennis and I were together for a few years as instructors over at Infantry Training Battalion in Camp Pendleton. So it's pretty cool. Small world with people out there. But yeah, I'm Matt. I'm one of the recruiters here with HireMilitary, Marine Corps veteran, and I live out in Johnson City, Tennessee. I'll turn it over to you, Buff.
Hello. Thanks for calling me Buff, Matt. All right. Thank you. My name is Before Agby. I am a SkillBridge intern. Recruiter with HireMilitary, currently stationed at JBLM Washington. I am transitioning myself, 20 years of service as a combat medic in the healthcare industry, and I'm glad to be here, share some SkillBridge internship roles with you.
Thank you. Before I see that we have somebody watching from Garmisch today. I'm very jealous of you and I wish I was there as well. For those of you that have been stationed in Europe or Germany, Garmisch is the place that we all travel to, probably at least once a year. So let's get going. If, as we share roles, if you are interested in any of the positions, I am really struggling today, I'm so sorry. If you are interested in any of the positions that we detail, definitely place a comment, say which one you are interested in, and we will connect with you later. All of our positions are on our website, which is hiremilitary.us. It's really self-explanatory and really easy to navigate. You either go through the SkillBridge internship channel or the direct hire, so the permanent position channel. But we can connect you with those. We won't do that during this call today because as we add links during a live call, it doesn't make them clickable. So we will add them for you later, but you are you're able to take a look yourself as we're going along. So Before, over to you.
All right. Hello. For anybody new that's just getting into hot jobs or learning about the SkillBridge program, I'll give a brief overview of it before I get into my roles. At HireMilitary, we provide DoD SkillBridge program internship opportunities to eligible transitioning service members during their last 6 months of service. It's usually calculated at the end of your ETS or EAS. Our internships should typically last between 90 to 100 days and have a high probability of job placement at the end. The first role I'd love to share that I'm excited to share about, they're kind of conjoined because they're the same company in the same location, is the operator, technician, and crew chief role. It's with a company called Xylem in Norcross, Georgia. Xylem is a leading global water tech company, improving the way water is used, managed, and conserved. In this position, you'll be assessing the condition of water pipelines using the most modern inspection technology. Pretty exciting. The environmental condition for this job is pretty physical and is outdoors, and the requirements to collect data and ensure quality assurance throughout the process. Again, that's the operator tech, crew chief with Xylem in Norcross, Georgia. The next role I have is pretty exciting as well. We just talked with the CEO of the company. It's a security technician position with a company called Presidium. Uxbridge, Massachusetts is the location where headquarters at, but you'll be working mainly in the New England area. At Presidium, you'll be working independently and join a small systems integration company that is poised for growth in the New England area. In this role, you'll be primarily installing, programming, maintaining, and repairing electronics security access control points, alarm panels, CCTV cameras, and recording servers. You'll also be required to attend weekly technician classes. This will allow you to get your Class D tech license and also for your state exam to become licensed technicians. Pretty cool. All paid for by Presidium. Again, this is security tech with Presidium in Uxbridge, Massachusetts. That's all I have. On to you.
Thank you, Before. And just so that everybody is aware, we highlight a couple of SkillBridge internship opportunities each week, but there really is the highlight reel. Take a look at our website. We have over 100 opportunities for you to take a look at across all verticals. I know that IT and cyber are always really interesting ones. Also, people tend to want the ops management or program management as well. So we have those positions. But over to you now, Amber. You're going to tell us about some permanent roles.
I sure am, Lucy. Yeah, so I saw that Gina and Richard both asked about other opportunities aside from SkillBridge. So we are here to share some direct hire opportunities for folks that are looking for immediate steps into their next professional career. So here we go. So the first one that I have is a principal enterprise cloud architect. Locations for this one could be Atlanta, Houston, Phoenix, or Charlotte. And so in this position, our client is a very well-known and they are a global team of thinkers. So in this position, you will develop solutions that improve the quality and efficiency of their product design and their services. Requirements for this particular role include a bachelor's in either computer science or software engineering, coupled with 7 years experience in IT. So that's the principal enterprise cloud architect. There are a few other requirements listed. So if you're interested, definitely drop it in the chat and let's have a chat. So the next position that I have is a senior data analyst. Same client. This one does have a couple other locations added to it. So the option for Mason, Ohio, or Morrisville, North Carolina, in addition to Atlanta, Houston, and Phoenix. So in this senior data analyst position, you'll be executing data solutions and helping with the migration of activities in support of their ERP deployments. Some of the requirements for this senior data analyst position include 5 years of full cycle deployment or projects that provide data integration support, coupled with some experience at the Oracle database development. This particular position does have a pretty lengthy list of preferred qualifications. So as you're looking at that job description, if you meet some of those preferred qualifications, it'd be fantastic if you could incorporate those into your resume. So that's the senior data analyst. I do have one more to share. This is a business analyst, and it's out of Eden Prairie, Minnesota. It's a hybrid role. They do want this person sitting in Eden Prairie, though. So a little bit about our client. They are a leading manufacturer of outdoor lifestyle products, and they are best known for leisure travel. The business analyst will work really with all levels of the organization to deliver, identify IT solutions. So they are looking for somebody that's comfortable and able to communicate at all of those various levels. The qualifications for this business analyst include a bachelor's degree, 5 to 7 years of experience with either business analyst or an IT role that has in direct involvement with, again, that interaction amongst the various levels with leadership in particular. So that's a business analyst position in Eden Prairie. Matt,
Wonderful.
I will send it over to you.
Before we do, Amber, Alex has asked, is the senior data analyst position open to remote, or is it strictly site specific?
It is site specific. However, if you reach out to me and let me know where you're at, I think they might be open to other locations, knowing that this is a huge company. I know with some of the other positions that we're recruiting for, they're open to just sitting in the office if it's not specifically Atlanta or Houston or whatever the case is. So if you meet qualifications, absolutely, let's have a chat about it. Thank you, Lucy.
Wonderful, Amber. What about you, Matt? What have you got for us today?
All right, thank you. So the first one I'm going to talk about, I got 3 that I'm going to share. The first one is a mechanic in Creve Coeur, Illinois. The client is an American Shortline Railroad holding company. They own and maintain over 100 railroads across the United States. So you might see machinist, some might see mechanic, but basically you're going to operate mechanical equipment, assemble and repair, fabricate metal parts, just do mechanic work on the locomotives in the Creve Coeur area. Mechanic experience is a huge plus. And the way they describe this, even if it's working on farm equipment, if it's, aviation folks, any type of mechanic experience, especially in the diesel realm, that's going to be a huge plus. It's not a requirement, but it is going to be highly desired for this one. And then electrical experience too. A lot of mechanics, they do have a little bit of hands-on electrical work, but you're going to be doing a lot of different things out there. It's outside work on locomotives. So having that mechanic experience and electrical experience, this is going to be an excellent opportunity for you. It is a union position. There's a lot of benefits associated with it. The way they explained, like the railroad retirement plan, was absolutely amazing, because your spouses can get enrolled in that too through the company. So that's just another huge plus out there. The next one I have is a production supervisor. This one's in Marshfield, Wisconsin. This is a nationwide door manufacturing company. You're going to oversee plant activities, production, labor. You're an on-site leader. This is an excellent opportunity for an NCO. You're used to leading teams of people. You're able to mentor and develop them in a lot of different areas within the business. But 3 years leadership experience, and that's a lot of people coming out of the military, especially if they're just first or second enlistment. This one could be open to a skill bridge, just if anyone out there is still active duty looking to go that area, they are open to that. But this, again, direct hire, skill bridge, doesn't necessarily matter. But any experience in lean manufacturing is going to be a huge plus. They do want somebody with a degree, but high school experience or high school degree, but with that relevant experience in a supervisor role is huge. Lean Six Sigma, an excellent certification to have, not required, but it is expected that you obtain a green belt within your first about 1.5 years within the company. So if you already have that, it's highly desired. And then the last one I have is an industrial engineer in Augusta, Georgia. So this is with a warehouse or distribution company. They're headquartered in Augusta, Georgia area, LaPooler, Savannah, Augusta, that general area. But you're working with the operations team, reviewing challenges, making recommendations to floor plans, developing customer solutions. You're really driving that continuous improvement within the company and establishing new procedures. That's where I think, again, the lean processes and procedures come into play here. So, a lot of folks coming out of the supply chain or logistics MOSs, it's going to be an excellent opportunity for you. Again, with the last one I shared as well, people coming out of aviation, at least on the Marine Corps side, once you reach a certain rank, I know Lean Six Sigma is almost like a requirement to have up to a certain level. So there's a lot of people coming out of the military with this experience because they do want somebody with a bachelor's in industrial engineering. But if you have relevant experience in the lean manufacturing, even, I think you stand a pretty good chance with this one. Again, it's industrial engineer in Augusta, Georgia. And I shared, the production supervisor in Marshfield, Wisconsin, and the mechanic in Creve Coeur, Illinois. Those are the 3 that I have. If you're interested in any of those, please put them in the chat. Best thing you can do, go to the website, HireMilitary.us, go to the jobs page, because there's going to be jobs, there's going to be skill bridge, separate links. go there and apply through there, or see what else we have available for you. But Lucy, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you. And when you see what else we have available, we have over 110 opportunities at the moment on the permanent side of the house. So again, the roles that we are sharing today are the newest ones in, or the highlight role. This definitely isn't exhaustive. There have been lots of questions around cyber, around program management, about remote roles for spouses. We have all of those. So take a look, like Matt said, at HireMilitary.us. So today, what do I have? I have a contract role. It's about 4 to 6 months to start off with. It's a project manager finance position, working with one of the largest names in IT in the world. They are looking for somebody specifically to come in and to help support a program where they are renovating the whole of their finance system. So what they are absolutely need, and is the deal breaker here, is SAP S/4HANA. If you've had SAP S2 or S3, that could be good too. But if you are interested in program management, if you have a finance background and you have that capability on the SAP side, definitely do connect with me and we can have a conversation. In addition, a new role that came into us yesterday is a remote accounts payable coordinator. Now, this AP role is either remote or based in downtown Boston. So this is for one of our clients that we've been working with for a while, and they're looking for somebody to review and process payments for a high volume of vendor invoices, assist in the processing of the weekly check runs, and also maintaining vendor files. So the qualifiers for this role are pretty minimal. They need somebody with a high school degree or equivalent, and somebody with 2 years of accounts payable experience or equivalent education, or just some general office or customer service. So that's a great role for somebody who's looking for a remote position at home. Another role that came in yesterday, I'm very excited about this one. It is a capture manager vacancy, capture manager position. It's working for an advanced software engineering and data science solutions company. It is veteran-owned. It's a veteran-owned small business, and they are based out of the Columbia, Maryland location. So they're looking for somebody who is in that DC metro area specifically because it's a hybrid remote and on-site role. And they really want somebody with a bachelor's in engineering or business or some kind of related field. Or if you don't have that, 6 years of relevant industry experience, and that can be in the military. What they need on top of that is somebody with knowledge of cyber, intel, or automation, or AI capabilities. So that's the capture manager, Columbia, Maryland. For any of those here today that have construction management experience and don't mind where they go upon transition, are fairly portable in terms of relocation, we have got some great roles in China Lake, California at the Navy installation there. It's a huge program where they are managing the renovation based on a natural disaster. And we've got 5 positions there. So in the construction engineering world, so estimator, engineering tech, construction manager, program manager. So if that location or anything in that realm interests you, definitely do connect with me or drop a comment below and I will drop you a line later. So those are my roles for today. We don't have many cleared roles at the moment. I just saw that question. So how about announcing cleared positions? How about we do that, Matt? Have you got any roles that require any clearances at the moment?
I personally don't have any that require a security clearance. We do get those. It was mostly, we've had some cyber ones in the past. They're out there. We personally, I don't think we have any. So you can always reach out to us. We can at least, help with the network piece because, we do have a lot of, people within our network that we can share things with, or if you're looking for specific locations, we can at least help point you in the right direction.
Yeah, I thought you did. I think I've still got one. We've got a systems admin role that's requiring a poly, and that is based out of the Northeast as well, so DC metro area and remote. So, those are the only ones. Generally, we work with clients across the US that are non-federal related. We work with corporate America, so clearances are lesser needed. On the internship side, Skillbridge internship side, we do have a couple of roles, Buff, don't we, at the moment that do require a polyscope clearance?
Absolutely, we sure do. We have a few with a company called Splunk, and another one was with Black Spoke as well. A performance engineer, a sales engineer, and a professional service consultant with Top Secret with Poly. So we have a few. We have about 5 IT roles. 2 or 3 of them will require Polys or Top Secret clearances. So again, if you're interested, go and reach out. Put Splunk in there or clearance, and our team will reach out to you.
Thank you.
I do have a lead backend that you have to have a clearance for. It's a remote position. Excuse me, a remote position, but they do require a clearance in addition to a data scientist where they prefer a clearance, not required, but just a preference. So that's a data scientist. I saw somebody else mention data scientist. So that's a remote role also.
Amber, I'm about to put you on the spot again. Yeah, so Richard asked, has anyone heard any success stories from virtual career fairs?
Oh my goodness. Yes, I have a success story to share actually. But I think that the preparation is key for those types of fairs. Being ready to go, ready to have your conversations, ready to present yourself and highlight your skills. But recently I had a fantastic candidate that didn't end up taking one of our positions, but he was able to see some success through a hiring fair type of thing. But part of that was really preparation. He did the virtual fairs, he did the on-site fairs also. And it resulted in an on-the-spot interview. And it resulted in an offer later that day, actually, with a fantastic company. So it really comes down to preparation, having that resume ready to go to hand people, and highlighting your skills early on.
I completely and utterly agree. Everything in this world is about preparation.
Yes.
So somebody else has asked, Richard asked, and then somebody else asked about this as well, but different words. I'm going to throw this to you, Matt. How do you become a recruiter?
Network would be a great place to start. You can reach out to somebody. This isn't something I was ever thought I would ever be doing. It was just something different, and I ended up getting in the pipeline with this company and was given the opportunity to do it. If you reach out to folks that are in recruiting, reach out to veterans that are in recruiting, and you can start asking those questions to them, like, hey, is there anything I can do education wise? Are there any entry level positions? Because you might not be able to go start off with a higher part within the organization, but reach out to somebody and ask, like, hey, what are the steps that you followed? And it was just connecting with folks, looking on the websites. Like for me, I just found this as a skill bridge. It was a skill bridge internship as an account manager. Part of it was involved a little bit of recruiting. So I got my feet wet in that, working with different companies, and then started getting into talent acquisition full time. And it took a little while to get there, but there's a lot of, networking, finding out who the veterans are within certain companies, ask them for 10, 15 minutes of their time. See if there's any steps they can follow. You can get into, American Corporate Partners, vet jobs. You can say, I want to get into talent acquisition. They can point you in the right direction, assign you a mentor for somebody that's in talent acquisition, that's a veteran in a certain area that you're living in. There's a lot of different ways you can get into it.
Crystal, you've said you've been trying to get in forever and they always want 5 to 6 years of experience. I think what the information and the advice that Matt gave is stellar. But on that, there are so many staffing agencies out there who don't want 5 to 6 years of experience, who are absolutely will take entry level. So just have a Google of that. And if you want to, you can connect and I can share a couple of names with you. So there definitely are roles to be had there, and they are remote as well, that don't require that experience. And I'm very familiar with those. What I wanted to share today, just moving on from the questions for a second, is the importance of your application when you submit it. So you may be familiar with the ATS, applicant tracking system. People have a fear of it, think that it's a computer automated program. What I can tell you is it's literally just a holding database for us to be able to manage the level of applications and resumes as they come in. We look at every single resume that comes through to us, as do most companies that I am familiar with and that I know of. But upon application these days, and we have it and we absolutely utilize it, you will see normally about, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 questions that relate to the job description in terms of the qualifiers. These are often yes/no questions. So, for example, if the job description says, do you have a bachelor's degree in engineering? That question will be asked as part of your application, and the answer will be yes or no. And these are called, in the industry, knock-in, knock-out questions. And as recruiters, we rely heavily on them to identify which resumes to prioritize in terms of looking at them, screening them, first of all, because at a glance, we can see whether the candidates who've applied have the sufficient experience that we know our client is looking for. And as just a small pivot and aside, when we take these roles, we do have conversations with our clients and we say, hey, look, the majority of our candidates are from a military affiliated background. They don't always have corporate America experience like you're possibly asking for. So what are the deal breakers here? What can we position instead? What are your negotiables? What are your absolute, deal breakers you have to have? So we have that conversation up front. So we know based on the job description, the type of candidate we can present to them. And what we are seeing more and more is, there may be a question like, for example, can you tell me more about your intelligence experience? That will be the question. And then there's a box. And that's so that we can quickly at a glance see what your response is based on that. Because if you have intelligence experience, you're going to be able to write to it and be able to give, a couple of lines. And we're seeing candidates write, please refer to resume. That's a deal breaker for us for so many reasons. And I wanted to share that because it's happening a lot at the moment. First of all, you haven't answered our question. It's a bit like an interview when a question is asked and you've given an answer, a politician's answer, not quite the one that was asked. But equally, we really, like I said at the beginning, rely heavily on just a short one line. So when you say, please refer to resume, my favorites are I refer to the resume and I don't see the experience there either. But you aren't giving us what we need as recruiters. And I think it's really important to share that here at HireMilitary, we do go, oh, okay, we'll take a look. But most companies, especially Fortune 100s, Fortune 250s, don't have the time. And that's why they ask these questions. And so it's really important to structure your application and your resume. And we've talked a lot about resumes before, but your application, those questions, and give them the answer that they need. And we completely understand that sometimes you're like, ugh, it's in the resume. But if it is in the resume, just do a quick copy and paste and throw it in, so that at least when we are scanning those questions, we can see that you've given us the detail. Amber, what do you think? What information can you add to that?
That's fantastic, Lucy. You really hit on the head what we've been seeing a lot lately. But in addition, I think keeping it concise, right? There's those two extremes where you write, please see resume. And then there's the other extreme where you detail 30 years back, concluding with, I don't know, something that's not relevant to the job at all. So finding that happy median, right? Something that's between, hey, look at the resume I already wrote, and the opposite, but meeting that fine line right in the middle where tell us why you're interested. Tell us what qualifications you meet, that you don't have to check those boxes and those questions below.
Yeah, and I think, just moving on, and we're running out of time. We have a minute left. If you haven't watched any of our videos before, and we do have them on YouTube and here on HireMilitary LinkedIn, really take some time to make sure you target your resume. Again, we are still seeing candidates who send us a resume telling us what they've done in the military, but we cannot see for love nor money exactly why they think they would be a good candidate for the role. And 9 times out of 10, when we talk to those candidates, they've got exactly the experience that we are looking for, but it's not demonstrated in the resume. The difference being, we try and take the time to speak to most candidates. We don't have time to speak to everybody. We've only got the same amount of hours in the week as everybody else, but we try to see beyond the resume, knowing the military population. Corporate America will not do that. So you need to make sure that you are looking at the job description as it stands and including the keywords with relevant and measurable actions and effects in your resume, so that you can acknowledge, say, hey, you've asked for A through G. I've got A through G. Look, I've put it in my resume. But equally, the recruiter, when they are reading your document that you've sent through, sees a candidate that demonstrates exactly what they are looking for. And I literally can promise you that is going to drive you to success in terms of at least obtaining an interview and being able to be present and be in front of them and have that opportunity. So if you're not familiar with how to target your resume properly, take a look at our YouTube page. We can drop the link for that. Also here on HireMilitary, we've got the videos. There's also lots of articles that we've written about it. But if you are interested, we can drop you links if you put your hands up in the comments. We will be adding that to our website soon. So hopefully we'll be able to share a URL for that. But, we've talked a lot today. It's been a busy one. So many people here. Amber, Matt, before. So lovely to have you. Thank you for your time. Everybody who's joined us, it's been amazing. And I really hope that we have added value to you today. If you're not already, follow us on LinkedIn. Absolutely do that, because we share information and roles every day between us. And hopefully we will see you again next week, 2 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesday afternoons. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.